Hello everybody, welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I'm Kim. This will be a short, brief, slow flow Vinyasa practice. I've had some requests for short 15-ish minute offerings. Brevity is not my strong suit, but I will give it a go. So here we go. Bring yourself to your mat. Find your way into a comfortable seated position, whatever that feels like for you today. And then if it feels okay for you, close your eyes or find a soft and steady gaze. Bring one hand to rest on your heart, one hand to rest on your belly. And then just take a few deep, smooth, and steady breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, or in through the nose and then sigh it out through your mouth. Let go of any junk that you're holding on to that's no longer serving you. Just let it go with the exhalation. Take a moment to check in and assess how you're feeling today, what you bring to the mat with you, thoughts, feelings, emotions, physical sensations. No judgment, just getting curious, becoming aware of what's happening for you in your body, in your mind, with your breath. And as always, I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, and compassionate with yourself, whatever is going on for you today. And bring in a sense of gratitude for what your body has to offer, whatever that might be. And then begin to flutter your eyes open, release the hands. And then let's inhale, bring the shoulders up to the ears. And as you exhale, bring the shoulders back and down. And then a few breaths, roll the shoulders around in a few circles. And then switch the direction of your circles. And then relax your shoulders down. Let's take the arms out to the sides and up with the inhalation. As you exhale, bring the arms back down to the sides. Take a few breaths like this. Inhaling, arms out and up. Exhaling, releasing the arms down. A couple more times. And then let's bring ourselves into a table position, coming over onto hands and knees. Spreading your fingers nice and wide. Finding a nice wide base of support through the hands, the fingers, the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and then find some movement here, whatever feels good in your body right now. A little rocking from side to side, or snaky motion through the spine, or some cat-cow, or some barrel rolls where you take the whole rib cage over to one side, round yourself up through the back, come through the middle. Bring the rib cage over to the other side and then soften the belly and continue to circle yourself around. So if that feels right for you right now, you listen to your body. And then we'll meet back in our table position. Tuck toes under, press into the fingers, glide the hips up and back. Let's take it into a downward dog with the knees bent. Then begin to bend and straighten the knees. And then from this, next time you bend the knees and crouch yourself back, let's press into the feet, hug in through the legs. You're going to lift up through the belly and roll yourself forward into a plank. And then lift the hips up and back, bringing yourself back into a down dog. Crouch yourself down, and then we'll take it forward again into our plank. Lift up through the hips and send it back into your downward dog. One more time, crouch it down. Roll yourself forward, find plank pose, and then draw the hips up and back into your downward dog. Now let's take it into a twisted dog. Bend your knees, turn toes, knees over to the left side of the mat, heels over towards the right side of the mat. And then just take a few little pounces here, bending the knees a little bit more, making the legs a little bit straighter. And then we'll bend the knees, root down into that right hand, reach that left arm up and over the ear. And then bring that left hand back down to the mat. Shift yourself back into your downward dog. Other side, let's bend the knees, crouch it back, and then turn toes over to the right, heels over to the left. Then a few little pulses, bending the knees a lot, making the legs a little bit straighter. It's almost like you're moving from a twisted dog into a twisted plank. And then we'll crouch it down, root into that left hand, reach that right arm up overhead, and then back into your downward dog. Now let's twist the dog, take it over to left side again, toes to the left, heels to the right. Root into that right hand, reach that left arm up over the ear. And then we'll bring that left hand back, step into that left foot, begin to extend that right leg out towards the left side of the mat. And then right foot comes back, roll yourself back into your downward dog, and then let's take our twisted dog to the other side. Weight into that left hand, right arm reaches up over the ear. And then right arm comes back down. Let's step into that right foot and extend that left leg out in front of you or over towards that right side of the mat. And then bring yourself back to center. Crouch it down. Now send right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that right knee, draw it forward, come into a core plank, and then step that right foot through. Let's drop that left knee to the mat. Press into that right foot. Lift yourself up into a low lunge. Allow the hips and the pelvis to dip down. And maybe find a little bit of rocking back and forth here. And then take hands down to the mat. Let's roll it back. Bring the hips back. Roll up on to the heel of that right foot. Draw the right toes back towards the face. You could have a big or little bend in that right knee. Then we'll take it forward again. Plant the hands. Step yourself back into downward dog. Crouch down. Left leg up. Bend that left knee. Shift forward, core plank. Step left foot through. Drop right knee to the mat. Let's lift it up into our low lunge. Arms reach up. And then we'll take hands to the mat, tuck back toes. Glide your hips back, roll up onto that left heel. Half Hanuman. And then we take it forward again. Plant the hands. Step yourself back into your downward dog. Let's do that again. One more time on each side. Crouch it down. Send the right leg up. Bend the right knee. Shift yourself forward. Step right foot through. Drop left knee to the mat. Let's lift the arms up. Find our low lunge. Hands come down to the mat. Tuck back toes. And then roll it back. Rolling up onto right heel. Let's take it forward. This time, hands to the mat. Begin to take the weight forward into that right foot. Lift yourself up and send that left leg up and back behind you, coming into standing splits. Draw your nose down towards that right knee. And then slowly step left foot back to the mat. Let's plant the hands. Step it back into down dog. Crouch it down. Send the left leg up. Three-legged dog. Shift it forward, core plank. Step that left foot through. We'll drop the right knee. Lift yourself up. Low lunge. Hands down to the mat. Tuck back toes under. Glide your hips back. Roll up onto that left heel. Pull the toes towards you. And then we take it forward. Plant the left foot. Bring the hands down to the mat. You can come up onto ball of that back foot and then slowly shift yourself forward, finding standing splits. Right leg reaches up and back. And then right foot comes back down to the mat. Plant hands. Step it back into downward dog. Step it up to the top of the mat, fold it in, forward fold. Bigger little bend in the knees. And find some movement that feels good here. You can rock yourself from the feet to the hands, shifting the weight back and forth. Or you could grab a hold of elbows, sway the hips, sway the arms, shake or nod the head. And then bring it to center. Let's take hands to hips. Press into your feet, lift yourself all the way up. Let's take the arms up overhead, palms together overhead, and then slide the hands down to your heart. Inhale as we lift the arms up. Exhale, fold it in, forward fold. Halfway lift to that flat back, Ardha Uttanasana, and then fold it in, hands to the mat. Step yourself back to plank. Lower knees down to the mat, lower it down, pelvis, belly, torso, elbows hug in, lift up your heart, baby cobra. Tuck the toes, press into the hands and glide yourself back into your downward dog. From your down dog, crouch down, let's send the right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that right knee, shift it forward, step that right foot through to that right thumb. Drop the left heel to the mat, hug that right hip back as you lift up. Let's take it into a warrior one. Right hip hugs back, left hip hugs forward, rib cage moves up towards the top of the mat, root down into the feet, reach up and out through the fingers. Smile if you feel it. Hands come down to the mat, step it back into your plank. Drop knees down, lower yourself all the way down to your belly, hug the arms in, find that baby cobra or cobra, and then release it down, tuck your toes, press into your hands, and glide the hips up and back. Crouch down, send left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, shift forward, and step left foot through to that left thumb. We'll drop the right heel to the mat, hug the left hip back, peel yourself up, and bend that front knee, warrior one. Hands come back down to the mat, step yourself back into your plank. Now either bring it down to the belly, find cobra, or if you like, let's take it into chaturanga, low push-up, and then upward dog. Roll forward on the toes, bend the elbows, lower yourself about halfway down, keeping shoulders above level of elbows. Come on to tops of feet, keep thighs lifted, pull the heart forward, up dog. And then we'll meet back in our downward dog. Crouch down. Let's roll it forward into plank. Lift the hips up and back into your downward dog. And then step or hop it up towards the top of your mat and find that forward fold. And pause here. Take what you need, rocking hips, swaying arms, or again, find that little play of balance between the feet and the hands, moving it back and forth. Hands to the hips, press into your feet, rise all the way up. Palms come back to heart. Let's reach the arms up, fold it in. Halfway lift. Plant your hands down to the mat and step yourself back to plank. Find your flow. Meeting in our downward dog. Let's bend the knees, crouch down, and glide the hips up a couple times. Finding these little pounces, bending, straightening legs. And then lower knees down to the mat. Let's take the knees wide. Send your bum back to your heels. Bring yourself into child's pose. And if you like, rock the hips from side to side. Come back up to sit on your heels. Take one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Close the eyes again. Give yourself a little smile. Thank yourself for showing up for you in your practice today. Bring our palms together at the heart. You can blink the eyes open. Thanks so much for joining me for this quick practice. Hope it helped. Hope it got your body moving and your blood pumping. And hope you have a beautiful day. With love and gratitude. Namaste.